Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing something that could help us get cooler in the RV at different times, or possibly cost me a lot of money if I do it wrong. So what I'm going to do is install something called a SoftStartRV. So the SoftStartRV is a way of basically it's going to squelch the inrush current that your AC has when it starts up. So when an AC starts up, or anything that has a motor or a compressor, which is basically a motor, when it starts up, there's a large surge of current when that starts up. Think about the amount of gas you have to use to get moving in your car, right? When you first start, you've got to give it a lot of gas to get going, and then you can let off as you start moving, right? So that's your momentum. So a motor is the same way with current. It requires a lot more current to get started, and then once it's running, it's going to use less. So in an RV, that can be a problem, especially if, say, we wanted to be running off of a smaller generator or even off of our batteries with an inverter. Then that large inrush of current could trip your inverter or your generator offline if it's not high. If it's not a high rating. So, also, if you go to some place that, say, only has 20 amp service, if you go to a campground that only has 20 amp service, you think you're all right. You've got your little adapter that adapts it down from 30 amps down to 20 amps. But you won't be able to run your AC, because as soon as you start your AC, a typical 15,000 BTU RV air conditioner is probably going to have an inrush current somewhere over 30 amps. And it's only momentary, but that will be probably long enough to trip the breaker on a 20 amp circuit. So what this SoftStartRV does is it takes that really big spike of current and it spreads it out. So it starts your motor slower, which draws less current, right? Just like in your car, if you think you can still get moving with only a little bit of gas, but you're going to start moving slower, right? And then you'll pick up speed. So the same thing, we can use less current and get it going over a longer period of time. So it will take a little bit longer to start your air conditioner, but you will not have that big inrush current. So generally it uses the same amount of power. If you're going to figure it out for how much power you need in say, your solar system and your batteries, it uses the same amount of power, but instead of having it all in a short amount of time, it's a lower amount over a longer period of time. So generally over a certain period of time, it's still going to use the same amount of power, but less current in that initial startup. So with SoftStartRV, not sponsored, they provide you with everything you need to hook it up, and they are one of the smallest on the market. As far as I can tell, these are one of the smaller ones. So this mounts inside your air conditioner unit up top on the roof, and then you just got to look at your model, and they will have the instructions for all the different models, and it will tell you where to connect all the wires. So it comes with all the connectors that you need. There's some tape here on the back, adhesive to attach it inside if you want. And so hopefully this will go well. So all right, let's go outside and figure out what model I have so that I can look up the instructions.
So when you're installing one of these, the key is to not get this sticker. We don't want this sticker. We want is underneath this cover. So under this cover, on the back of it, what you see here is the schematic diagram. And so that's where the part number is. It's actually down here. And that's the model number that we want, because we're going to be wiring it in there. Okay, so let's take a look. And let's see what we got here. So now I have the wiring instructions right here, and we will get started. Okay, so that wasn't very hard. The instructions are really good. It's 5 wires, and I didn't have to cut any wires. It was just unplugging and plugging things in, putting a new connector on it, on the SoftStartRV ones, and plugging it into the other wire, taping it up. So super easy. So now we're gonna go see if this works. Okay, so now we're back inside, and we're gonna give this a shot. So let's see if we got it. So first thing is we're gonna go to local, and we're gonna set it down all the way. Fans on. We are putting out cold air. So we were successful. So not that hard if you have a little bit of confidence in yourself. The instructions are super simple, and I highly recommend SoftStartRV. Thank you for putting out a small, easy to install product that is going to be a lifesaver when we go someplace where we don't have the power we need to necessarily run our air conditioner, and you know, for having a good price too. And for all you military veterans, active duty, they do have a military discount, so you should be able to go to their site or call their customer service, and they do have a 10% military discount. So definitely worth it. So that's it.